Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and it's Margarete Miller time again. Yay! Is it week 30 or 31? I think it's 31 actually, let's see. Yeah, we're on week 31. Okay, let's take a little bit of a look at the prompts. A little bit of a look at the prompts. That's such bad English, Griffiths. Okay, so something found in the desert, fibre, yarn or string, cursive handwriting, an art scrap, an eating or cooking utensil, and a piece of a colouring book page. Okay, as always, a little bit of a challenge trying to work those out. Now, for the most observant of you, you'll see I've already covered this piece here because I'm going to use this colour backing paper in the whole thing, and I found watching my videos this takes a few seconds to do, and I went, let's just save the few seconds and work from there. So let's move this over. Now, if I'm correct, it is in shot there, because I always do a check, but you never know. I don't know, technology sometimes evades me, guys. So let me go down, let's move up just slightly. Ooh, bit of a cough there. Okay, right, let's go down and show you what I pulled out for the things the prompts were found. So, first of all, something in the desert. To me, that was obvious. It's cactus or cacti. So I have this cactus stamp. No, I don't know where it comes from because you can see I always take a stamp set. If there's bits of the stamp set I don't like, I don't store it. I just throw them away or give them to a friend. And then I make up packs of only the stamps I want to use. There's that. And what I did with those is I did this. I stamped on the back of this backing paper, which is the one that's there. And then I went in with watercolour colours and actually just painted them. Now I don't know whether they're all going to be used, I very much doubt it. However, I have enough to use and I thought it was a nice eclectic bit, and that might actually double up as the art scrap as well. So there's those. Palms, found a photograph of a succulent, and I found these postcards. Although looking at them now, I think I'm immediately going to put those in the parking lot because they're so not going to fit in with what my imagination is going with. So keep these two anyway. What was the next one? Fibre, yarn or string. Okay, did a bit of an advanced bit here. I just got a bit of string, I unwound it, I twisted it round, tied it with a bit of sari silk, and I put a little sun charm on it. And I thought that's just a little sweet, rough and rugged bit of something I'm going to stick down on the page, and I quite liked using the little sun charm, and it's probably going to go up there so it sticks out the book because I don't really want to put it on the inside, but I like things sticking out. As I do with the journal, I like stuff sticking out. So there you go. So that's where my twined fibre or whatever else, or yarn I think it was called. Cursive handwriting. Well, I'm using this handwriting. This is actually part of a digital kit which is by Gail Augustinelli. If I remember, I'll put a link to it in my description box, which will be down there. You'll see a little grey V. Click on the V and it'll pop up. If not, if you look up a video of mine called Etsy Shares, I believe it comes out or came out. When's this bit going out? Actually, it comes out on the 1st of August, so ignore what date this is because I've lost track of the dates. I can't remember the exact title of this, but anyway, it's there. I did it as an Etsy share. In the same Etsy share, I did Gail Costanelli, I did Tracy Fox, and I did Mackie Stamps all in one. So look out for Etsy share videos if I forget to put this in, but I really love this. And it's sort of along the colour palette I wanted to use anyway, so that's what I'm using for cursive handwriting. An art scrap. Now, arguably, the cacti can be called art scraps, but I fussy tore this piece. It was when I was trying to do some watercolouring, and I didn't do well at watercolouring. I need to go back and revisit that skill because I love watercolouring. But I did this, and I thought that's quite a cute element that might go on somewhere. I'm not sure about the white edges, but I've got an idea for that. Eating utensils or cooking utensils. This was all I could find. In all my scraps, I have no idea why. This is the only thing I could find. So again, that might go in there. I don't know, it doesn't seem to fit in with what I'm doing, but it's a requirement. So I'm thinking I'm going to tear this down and it might sit in there, or it might be somewhere on here anyway. What else? Bonus is a colouring book image. Well, as I've said before, I don't have colouring books, but I do have black and white images. So I fussy cut this out of a manga book that I've got, that I bought specifically for using for journaling, And I'm going, as you can see in my mind, that's almost colouring books, so that will also be on here. What else? I pulled out a few other things just because they appeal to me. Well, I've got a couple of extra scraps of the bit that I did the cacti on. I pulled out a clock. I don't know why I pulled out a clock, I just did. I like this scrap. You can see sort of the colour scheme I'm going for here. I really liked the colour of this, so that was good. And then, this is glass paper or sandpaper, and I thought, you know, that's a nice textural element. It could hint at desert, so I thought, you know what, I might put some of this on here, maybe along the bottom or so. I don't know yet. This is an unknown to me. I've never used glass paper or sandpaper in one of my journals before, so it may or may not make it, but it might do. So I think, first of all, we just need to introduce the tools of the trade: scissors, scraper, tear book, and a glue stick. That's pretty much what I'm using, although I must admit, when I come to stick down this, the sandpaper, I'm probably going to use art glitter glue, but I don't know yet. As I said, that all feels a little bit like an unknown to me at the moment. Thinking about it, I could even make a pocket out of it, couldn't I? The brain's going into overload. So let's get going. Let's get started. I've got the basics to do, which is putting the backing on these pages first, so we can have a chat as that's going along. So, first of all, I love this, and this is going on here whether it likes it or not, and it's almost the perfect size, so thank you very much for that one, Gail. There you go. Let's tear that the size it needs to be. And as you heard me say in the intro, I've done an Etsy share video. I've not done one of the, I'm making a mess of that already, let's do it this way around. I've not done an Etsy share video before. It's a new thing to me. I've had a few requests to see what I buy or what I use as digital, so I thought, okay, why not? Let's try this. So I did the first one, and to be honest with you, I wanted to do an Etsy share and I wanted to do a tutorial in it all at the same time, and I overran hugely on the time I thought it would take. So just going to glue this down while I'm chatting, guys. So instead of doing an hour video, which is what I planned, even after editing, I think it's an hour and 20 minutes long. So if you do fancy watching that, by all means, I will never be offended if you only watch the bit about the products I share and you don't watch the tutorial, because seriously, that's a long video in my book. The only time I kind of allow myself to do videos of that length is if I'm working in my art book or I'm doing a large collage piece, and you can't hurry some things, so I fully understand those ones being long. But anyway, if it's a new thing for me, I will probably do Etsy shares in the future, because I have had a lot of requests for them. If there's anyone out there who actually does have Etsy and would like me to do an Etsy share for you, feel free to let me know. Drop me a message, either in the comments, or if you've got Facebook, just Facebook me, and we'll see what we can set up. See if I can just do that. I mean, I'm more than happy to share the talents of anyone out there. I mean, that's one of my ethos, is I like to share, I like to promote, so not a problem there. We'll have to work out the logistics of it all, however. If it's a digital, it's not that hard of a job, obviously. Just either send me the files, or better still, if you can print it and then send it to me already printed, then I know it's on exactly the colour paper you want. It looks exactly the way you want it to look without me having to print it. So there you go. So anyway, that's out there. Not just digital shares. I'm quite willing to do shares on most things, as long as it's not controversial, or it's not politically based, or it's not sexist in any way, or homophobic or anything. I am more than willing to share things. Okay, I don't have really a political stance, but journaling is my happy place, and I do not want to contaminate it by doing things that, well, you get where I'm going on that one. So there you go. Right, so I've sort of kind of maybe got the background going on that. I do know I've got other elements to go on here. do I want to cover that up? I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to cover that anyway. Now, I did bring out my fossilized amber because I think I might distress ink the sides of this, if not a few of the elements that go on it. So as we've got the background done, let's put this bigger page away. I'm going to end up putting stuff on it and sticking stuff to it. Let's have a look and see what I can do with what I've got. So I'm trying to plough my way through the comments. Again, I'm being not lazy, and not in the slightest will I ever be accused of being lazy. However, time is just getting away from me in a big way. I'm doing monthly television shows, as you know, so that kind of takes quite a bit of my prep time up. I'm trying to video a lot of videos because what I want to do is I want to be at least a month in advance in my filming. So if I do have to go to an international cake show or an international craft show somewhere, or I'm traveling, or I have a bigger project that I need to get on with, then I want to make sure that I don't let you guys down if you're expecting videos from me. So trying to do that. I did manage to get the Coffee with Ceri started. Coffee with Ceri is just me sitting down for about the length of a cup of coffee, usually about 10-15 minutes. And in that time, I'll just choose the subject and basically talk to you about it in the way that I see it in the world. Purely my views, completely and utterly and totally my view on the world, nobody else's. So anyway, there you go. So that's been started. So got quite a filming schedule going on. All these things are already stuck to my fingers, which isn't a problem. I'm quite happy with a good filming schedule. Okay, let's have a little look now. I want to put this on here because I really do like this, and I like the basket element, but I love that as well. So I think I'm going to tear down so that I save the baskets and maybe take it down a little bit at the top, because that way I'll end up with 3 pieces of paper or design, and I'll be able to put them on the book and they will actually all be tied in nicely, or tidy up that white edge. So there you go. So yes, so I am getting to comments, not always as fast as I'd like, but life sometimes gets in the way, as you know. I might put that right down there. Maybe I need to take a little bit more off the top just so the word planner shows. I'm getting comments. Thank you for all of the good wishes for me going on vacation. My first vacation or holiday in 7 years, and I leave on Friday, which is, I don't know what day of the week it is today. It's Tuesday today. So I leave this Friday. I've got 2 more night shifts to do before that, and I've got quite a bit of shopping to do because I'm staying in a cottage with 10 of my friends whom I haven't seen for 2 years, and we're all taking control of one night of food. That way we haven't got everyone cooking at the same time, and we all get to share responsibilities and dishes, guys. You're not getting out of doing dishes. So I'm going to stick this piece down here actually. So the first night is actually up to me. I said, as I'm the one who's hired the cottages, and I know people are travelling in, some of them later than me, some of them further distances, I'm going to throw a buffet that night so that anyone who arrives, all they've got to do is basically just unpack their car, settle down, pour themselves a glass of wine should they wish to, and there'll be food there. No one but me gets to worry about food on the first night, and so that I'm not overwhelmed by the amount I've got to do, I'm only going to be doing, quite like that, I might put that down there, or maybe, yeah, that needs to be torn a bit straighter. So yeah, I'm not stressed about it. I want it to be right. It's the first time, as I said, I will have seen my friends in, well, some of them more than 2 years, to be honest, but I can't wait. We're a close-knit group. We used to be entertainers together. We used to work on cruise ships together. So we all have a common theme, whether we're dancers, singers, production people, show hosts, whatever our connection is, it's been strong for us throughout the years, and we usually meet up at least once a year, and it's sorely been missing, I must admit. It's sorely been missing. So just trim that little bit of an edge off there, and you're gone. You're gone properly. You're almost gone. It's one more bit. So thank you for all of the best wishes on that. Yes, I'm truly looking forward to this weekend away. It's long overdue, let's put it that way. Right, let's get back to this so I keep on chatting and forget that I'm supposed to be talking to you and adding elements. So that's my cooking utensils. That's my handwriting. This just works for me. I'm thinking more of an amber, more of a yellow, more of a deserty type of theme, as you may have noticed. What needs to go on next? I'm looking at these and I don't think that's going to go. That's not going to work. This I quite like. It's a little bit of nonsense, and that little bit of nonsense is going to go up there. Just because sometimes when I collage, I just put things down that I like. And in fact, I'd probably say 99% of the time, if something's not on a page, it's not on a page because I don't like it. So I suppose when we look back through this planner, we're going to notice that everything in this book I've obviously put there. So does it reflect who I am, what I am, and where I'm from? Maybe. Right. Now I do like the idea of putting that in there somewhere, but I must remember that I want to put this at the top. Now I'm saving that to last because I'm going to distress ink the pages anyway, but I'm going to sit that by there just as a reminder to me. I don't mind that up there, but I was kind of thinking he was going there, but I'm liking the thought of him going there actually. So let's play around with a few things. I have the flower thing, which doesn't work. It's definitely the wrong colour. Right, that's parking, not time. What else is in here? Yep, loved this. It needs to be torn differently though, because I've got the white edge showing and we don't really want the white edge showing. Tore this down. Oh, I forgot to write who it was. Somebody finally searched out and told me what having a frog in the throat means, because I tend to use the saying a lot and I said I didn't know it was. And they gave me a nice explanation of it. I now understand it. And did I write it down? Did I heck? And did I work out who it was? I forgot to write that down as well. Sorry, bit of an airhead here. But I will get there. I will re-find the comment and tell you about it, because it was an interesting one. I'm tending to cover that up completely, aren't I? Actually, I'm going here and I quite like that there. I like the way it's segmented that up a bit. So maybe let's just go with my instincts. My instincts. My English is getting terrible, guys. So I have no idea where my control of the English language has gone, but I think it's just a combination of tiredness and heat. But that's no real excuse. I should just get my act together and speak properly as I was taught or raised. Right, I think, right, these elements, what's left? Something found in the desert or palm tree. Let's talk that's done. Far beyond a string is ready to go. Cursive handwriting here. Art scrap is going to be these things. We know that. Eating utensil, piece of a colouring book is him. Right, or her. Let's not be sexist. Just because it's got big boots doesn't mean it's a her. Right. I'm kind of liking the idea of something like that. Let's just do it, Griffiths. Don't fuss around, just get on with it. So, oh, and here's one for Darcy. Darcy, I'm going to try, don't know how, but I am going to try and get Biscuit to come up to the craft room one day and have an interview. It'll probably be him sat next to me, only because I've got a treat in my hand, and he's going to be rolling his eyes. But you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get... I'm going to put that down there as well. I'm going to try and get Biscuit to allow me to have him on screen. So we'll do a little video with Biscuit, because you always say hi to Biscuit, and that's lovely of you. Thank you. and I'd like Biscuit to say hello back again. If I can't get him up here, then I may have to go to wherever he is, you know what I mean? We know who's in control here. And maybe if he's on the couch, just sit next to him and have a chat and see whether he'll deign to actually raise his eyes and look at us for a second or two. Yeah, Biscuit can be a bit of a snob. I absolutely love him, but he's a little sod sometimes. Okay, I'm loving where this is going, to the point that I might actually just stick things all over this thing. I'm in danger of covering up the cooking utensils considerably. But you know what? My collage, my way, I'm doing it. Yeah, sorry about that. I've just decided that this is going in a direction I really, really like. And I'm going to go with the flow. Have to cover that up, but you know what? That's fine. I don't mind. If that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. There you go. I'd like to have had another piece of this somewhere on the page, but I don't think that's going to happen. No, I can't even find that little bit I tore off. I had a tiny piece of it and I was going to stick it on here somewhere. But you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that. Right, what else needs to go on this page? I think we've pretty much got everything we need. He still needs to go on there somewhere, and I keep leaning towards there. Or put that up there and stick it down. I'm liking how fast this is coming together, to be honest with you. This one, I don't know, it's a nice one. And do you know what's really quite nice about it? Because normally I go and find found things and actually put them in. However, I sat down for about an hour and sorted stamps out and hand painted those and decided what I was doing with them. And actually that was really joyful. I love doing that. So right, I want to address this. And I really quite like the idea of a pocket or a tuck spot somewhere. And I'm wondering whether, see how this tears. Oh, it's a bit of a tough thing, isn't it? Tear it there. I'm wondering whether I can just create sort of a little pocket, and then obviously I'm then going to have to find a tag. So I may have made a rod for my own back here, people, because I think if that's there and that's across the top of it, that'll give it a really nice feel. Let's see how far over can I come. I think I might use the tear ruler for this bit, because I'd quite like... Oh, that was a bit tougher than I anticipated. So I think if that goes there, then that can go there, which gives it a nice backing. I think I'm going to do some vintage photo on this. Just to... Oh, it's nothing like sanding your blending tool, is there? I just realised what I was doing. I'm taking... I will now have a crumbly sponge, I'm sure. So I think that will just be a nice thing to do there. Just take that down a bit. Okay, now, having done this, what sort of glue? I think art glitter glue definitely for this one. Yeah, I've never stuck down this sort of thing before, so let's be a little generous with this, I feel. And then we may have to find a tag. I think I've got tags that are undecorated. That's probably a little more art glitter glue than I really need, but I've put that down and I hold it for a few seconds. It should be fine. Where have I put the pin for the top of the art glitter glue? That's the big question. It's over there. So yes, hopefully you're all doing well. I've seen lots and lots of challenges going on. In fact, I've got a feeling this is possibly the year of the challenge. I've never seen so many challenges in my life. I mean, everyone seems to be running a challenge this year. Someone did say in the comments that it would be nice if I did a challenge next year, but it'd also be nice if I did a different sort of challenge next year. That's exactly what I'm thinking, guys. So we're all on the same page here. So I'm okay with that. Looking at that, I wonder whether he would sit across there. But then that messes with this thought. But then this thought doesn't have to be there. It could be over here. Ooh, it's all getting to that tricky decision stage now, isn't it? I did quite like him there. I'm wondering whether he looks a bit lost there. It looks a little busy for me. Whereas I think he stands out better on this side. I don't know. I really did like the thought of that over the yellow. Let's stick with that. How far down does it need to be? Actually, it could go about there. Actually, why don't we stick with it? Why don't we just stick it? That way I've got no choice, have I? Okay, right, so let's just take a good helping of Fabri-Tac and stick a good helping of Fabri-Tac right by there. Let's hold that down for a few seconds while we chat. So yeah, life is definitely feeling like it's getting back to normal in this country. I am, as I've said before, worried that we're under some sort of false impression that the virus has just disappeared. No, it's still there, guys. We're just ignoring the fact that it's still there. Or we're being strong and saying, we have to get on with it. It's not going away. So let's stick with it and keep going. Which I also think is probably the right way to do this, because I really do think that we're all adults. Yes, there have to be guidelines in place, but you know, the restrictions have to stop. I really, really don't think there's any benefit in keeping us in lockdown or putting us... It just doesn't feel right, you know. It's like there's just too much going on. Anyway, off that soapbox, let's reach for some tags. Right, what sort of size tag? If I can start with the size, I'll be all right. Right, that size would fit in there perfectly. So let's pull out a handful of those size tags and have a bit of a look through. Right, so I've got some bases. Let's see if there's any. Mushrooms wouldn't go. Oh, fish definitely wouldn't go. There's a mini one. Let's put him to side so I know that I've got that. That's blanks. These are from my digitals, by the way, guys. You know, I have a digital background for tags in my Etsy shop, so that's what these are. I like this coloured one better than that coloured one. I'd like to find one that's already done, to be honest with you. It's a pity that he isn't smaller, because he could be on the tag, but he's not going to be. Oh, that's quite a good one. Let's pull that one out and put that one in. What's the back like? Oh, and the back is a nice colour too. This is the joy of having pre-made tags that are not always 100% coloured up already, which is why I tend to do, oh, I like that. Right, that's the next winner. I don't like that as much. That's why I like to make tags and make them with no focal point. That's why I do the big collage sheets, because it means it's a bit bland. I've got stuff to use, like in this instance, I've got stuff I can use. I think that tag there is possibly the winner. I'm not seeing anything else. Come on, Griffiths, get it together. Why can't you hold this bigger? Oh, mind you, that's very nice as well, isn't it? Right, let's put this lot by, because obviously this lot needs to go back in the box. We need to decide on one of these. Oh, sorry, did I just knock you? Apologise. And there's this one, which I've just found as well. Right. I think the black's just a bit too dramatic. That wasn't where I was going. Yellow is nice, but it's a bit samey. So I think that actually only leaves me with this one option. And you know what? I am more than happy because that works across there. Do I want anything on it? Do I want anything on it? I think it might be a bit overkill if I put another one of these on there. It might be overkill, right? We need to find something different to go on the front of that. I don't know, what would I put on there? Maybe I'll take a little bit of book page and just tear that down a bit so that there's another bit of interest on this page. Right, now I'm going to come in with the fossilized amber on the edge of this paper, just to carry that yellowness through. That's enough. I'm going to work on the edges of the page after I've finished the page. Oh, I was going to do it before that though. Right, just going to stick that onto here. I think I should be able to get away with it with a good dollop of Pritt stick. This is actually painted with acrylic. It's one of my jelly prints that I'd worked on, and I cut it into tags for a project. So if you're asking, that's what that was. So what was the back like? Back is white. Do I mind? Not really. Right, so that will go in there. Okay, don't mind that at all. I do feel I need to find something to go on there, and also he needs to go on. Right. Options are stickers, postage stamps, or wait a minute, what the heck is that? Actually, I don't know what that is, but I quite like it. Raspberry liqueur. Oh, it must have been a label I picked up in the supermarket. I don't mind a little bit of gold, and I think we're going to take this little bit of stretchy stuff off it. Schomburg. Yes, that's a liqueur, I think. So, right, I'm going to stick that onto there, and that'll add just a little bit of glitz and glamour to this page. Not that it needs glitz and glamour, but you know, gold is almost yellow. So put that on there. Oh, great, I've got gold. I've got glue all over the wrong side. That's not going to come off, is it? Let's see if I've got more than one of those. I do have more than one of those. There you go. Note to self, be careful when gluing this because it eats up your glue stick. So, right, let's do this again, but do it carefully this time, so I don't have glue on the wrong side of this, because that'll be fine. Oh, Griffiths, come on. Right, there you go, that can be going on there. Right, I like that. Oh, C for Ceri. There you go. It's not Schomburg, it's Ceri. So, I hadn't thought about that. I didn't put a tie on this because I thought it doesn't really need it. And I think I'm just going to call that quits or call it done. Don't want to put yellow around the edges. Maybe just pull a little bit of that on there, just as a hint to pull that through. I mean, it's never going to be used, or shouldn't say never really. I think it's very unlikely that this tag will ever get used. But it is a nice little element, and I quite like the gold there. I'm still looking at him thinking, do I want him on there? It does leave this page a bit vacant. But you know what? Because of the busyness of this page, I don't mind that page being vacant. But if I move this, then I've got that which looks wrong. And he disappears. So I think I am going to put him there. Now, I think I'm going to have to do... I wonder whether glittered glue will... sorry, I'm mumbling about glues here. I think I'm going to risk it with my glue stick on sandpaper. If it does lift up, I'll just go in afterwards with art glitter glue, because I'm not really sure about the adhesiveness, if that's actually a word in the English language. So... yes, I do like him there. Right. Let's pull this over a little bit and have a look at this page. Right. Do I want to add anything like this over here? I think there's enough of it, so that needs to go in the scrap bin. I don't have another piece of this on the page, but it does feel like it would be the wrong thing to do. It's a bit dominant over there, I know, but I'm wondering where would I put another piece of yellow, unless I just put maybe a thin edge of it along there. That might work. Right, here we go, sanding my sponge down again. Let's get the art glitter glue, because where did I put the art glitter glue? There it is. So it just carries this over to the other page, and it's not even the texture I'm worried about, it's the brightness of that yellow. Let's stick that on the top edge up there, which I'm happy to do. Let's hold it down for a second or two. I think I want to say this is pretty much done. I quite like the way this is in the background too. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got a word or anything I would put on here, even if I chose a word. Have I got a word? Okay, Griffiths, stop mumbling, go get them. Bear with me a second, I think I've got the tin with the words in. Right, this is a little tin that I was starting to work on the other day. It isn't full because I've only just started work on these. So I've got Fabulous. Fabulous might work. Believe, but believe in what? There's nothing on here. Sparkle. Born to sparkle. No, nothing sparkly on there. Hello. Hello, Fabulous. Dream. Born. I've probably stamped a few things. Oh, be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. Well, there's not even a flamingo on this page, so let's leave that, shall we? I quite like the Fabulous. I think the Fabulous is just going to go right by there. Actually, it's on cardstock, and I'm going to stick this on the back. This cardstock was basically an offcut from a digital. So all of my scraps usually get stamped on. So let's put Mr. Fabulous across there and pray to goodness I've got it straight. I quite like the word hello. I want it sort of in a sneaky place where it's like, oh look, someone's just said hello in the bottom corner. Just a sneaky little element hidden away at the bottom. I do feel I want a third word, but that's just me being me. I suppose I could put the word dream in here somewhere. I could slide that in up there actually. Let's put dream up there. Let's try and tuck that under there. Slide it right up to the edge of the page. I think, guys, I'm going to call that done. I quite like that. I'm slightly bothered this looks a bit blank, but I think that's pretty much me wanting to fill out every single space in here. Why is there a thread on there? Why have I got a green thread in the middle of that? Well, it's no longer there anyway. Let's put those by. I do like that little tag. I think that's quite a cute idea. So let's pop that in there. I don't know, I can't think of anything that would go there, and I very much doubt that I've got anything that's a flower that would work there. I've just seen the clock here. I had a clock. Do I want to stick a clock on it? Clock seems wrong because it's so dark. Right, let me just have a quick little look through my ephemera basket over here. That's very green, isn't it? don't know why I'm pulling out tags. I've never got tag on here, but these just happen to be in the basket over there, which is the parking lot. Yeah, I would pull it into shot, guys, but pull it into shot, everything else goes out of shot, so not happening. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. Let's just pull it by here, maybe. I'm not seeing anything in the area that would work here. Oh, look, there's a bit of art scrap there. I wonder whether that would work. Let's lift those out. Nah, that's way wrong. Okay, the only thing that would be vaguely right would be that. And I think because that pulls in that. And I'm wondering whether that's just a step too far. Or is it a step too far? See, if I hinge it, which I could do, then what goes underneath it? And actually I do, because you would definitely see beetles in the desert. No, I'm trying to make it fit. Don't make it fit, just don't do it. Okay, I think we're kind of finished. I don't really want to be adding and adding and adding for the sake of adding. So put the lids on the glues, move those to one side, take it out the way. Actually, I wonder, sorry, brain just kicked in again. Let me go and get it. I've got my painted focal points here, as Gail Augustin Lego calls them. I'm wondering whether there's one in here that's got something already stamped on it. Let's pull that out that I like. Because I was going to put a scrap of my painting on here, but arguably these are also scraps. Actually, none of those, but one of these two might work. That's kind of the right colour scheme, and that's kind of the right colour scheme. And I don't mind that at all. And if I turn this, because obviously it doesn't need to be directional. This is appealing to me more. I'm going to put that on there and call it done and dusted. Right, I will need to distress the edges of that though, because it just needs it. It needs something just to define it a little bit. Oh, was it this week or last week? I can't think of his name. The richest man in the world jumped in a rocket and went to space. And I must admit, I thought, well, personal view, I thought, you know what, you have all this money and the best thing you can do is build a rocket and jump in it and fly to the edge of space. That's the best you can do. Absolutely the best you can do. I don't even know how many millions that must have cost. It probably in the billions, to be honest. Really, if he'd have taken that same amount of money and invested it as a non-profitable loan to half of the startup businesses and the people whose industries have failed around the world, how much better would that have been spent than, what was it, a 6-minute trip to outer space? Now, granted, it's his money, he's earned it, he can do what he wants with it, but for me, I was like, you know, that just, if we weren't in the predicament we're in, I would probably say, yeah, your money, do what you want, but I'm sorry, I think that man has built an entire mega industry on the wants and desires and purchases of the people. I personally would like to have seen that reinvested with people. And I know that some of you out there say, well, he's already investing, it's his business, his money. And I agree with you, totally agree with you. However, I just think it would have gone a long way to actually helping the planet out if someone with that amount of money, so I'm just using the fossilized amber on the edges as I said it would, if someone with that amount of money and resources had actually stepped in and helped out a few struggling businesses. Now, there's also those that will say, why would he help his competitors? You know, there's not really a problem. People will choose who they actually shop with. So you might say, well, someone is selling cheaper than Amazon and Amazon is actually the one who sponsored them. You know what, that's fine. But there's also a lot to be said for the fact of if Amazon had done it, I would probably spend a little bit more with Amazon and gone, you know, good on you, mate. You've done a nice thing for the rest of the world and been a little more loyal to Amazon. I mean, I do shop on Amazon. I must admit, I'm one of the people who helped send him in space, obviously, because my money certainly goes to Amazon because it's one of my favourite places to shop. But you get where I'm going with this. Right, I'm just going to use a wet one or a wet wipe because obviously by wiping that down the middle, that ink, I now have ink on the spiral and I don't want that going. You see what came off? I don't want that going onto my future projects. Just a little bit of a wipe off there. So anyway, hopefully that wasn't too much of a political statement for you. I'm sure it's not going to be, but there you go. So have we got everything on here? Where am I? Something found in the desert. Well, there's plenty of flipping desert in this spread. Fabric, yarn or string, that's ticked there, and it did stick. Cursive handwriting, there is handwriting in here. Remember, that's from Gail. I'll try and put the link in there for that. An art scrap, I'm calling these art scraps, and I'm calling that an art scrap because actually it is a scrap and I turned it into art. Eating utensils or cooking, there's a little bit of it shown there, but you and I know it's there. A piece of a colouring book, that's what he represents. I think we're done. And you know what? I really like that page. Really, really like that page. So all it leaves me to do is the old social media links. If you've been watching the Margarete Miller Challenge by now, you are more than familiar with that. And thank you for all the support you've given me so far and subscribing and sharing and liking and thumbs up. It's wonderful. Thank you. It's nice to know you're all out there and you're all going on this creative journey with me. Also, I will get back to you in the comments, guys, as I always do. And this is me signing off. Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time. Bye-bye now.